People call me the street economist, not because I'm in a suit or quoting business school textbooks, but because I see money moves where most just see the streets. You watch Paid in Full and thought it was just about flashy coats, big Benzes, and wild street life. But nah, that's only the surface. Ace wasn't just pushing product. He was running a tight operation. Mitch had the charm of a top salesman. Rico, the unpredictable marketing force. Together, they built a business. Illegal, yes, but with all the real world essentials: supply chains, risk management, branding, and customer loyalty. They tried playing $1 billion game with street rules: no contracts, no lawyers, no safety nets, and it all blew up. Paid in Full isn't just a crime flick, it's a blueprint for hustle and how not to lose it all. Stick around, because the lessons these three dropped, they'll make you rethink every move you've been making. And trust me, the way it all unravels, you won't see it coming. Lesson number 1: stay low, stack right. Ace was the definition of quiet power in Paid in Full. Unlike some flashy hustlers who parade their success with gold chains and loud cars, Ace kept his business under wraps. He knew the streets were watching, and in that game, being loud can get you caught, robbed, or worse. So instead, Ace moved smart, stayed low, and focused on stacking his paper right. What Ace teaches us is simple but powerful. Wealth and success don't need to be loud to be real. In the movie, Ace's low-profile approach helps him avoid unnecessary drama and threats. By not showing off, he doesn't attract heat from rivals or law enforcement. This isn't just street smarts, it's business sense that echoes outside the block. Look at real-world billionaires and successful entrepreneurs. Many started quietly, building their empire before anyone really noticed. Warren Buffett didn't need flashy ads or public hype. He let his numbers do the talking. The lesson? Protect your hustle by staying under the radar. Let your money and results speak for themselves. Flashing wealth on the streets is a double-edged sword. It might earn respect, but it also paints a target on your back, whether from jealous rivals or cops looking for a bust. Ace understood this better than most. His discretion wasn't about being timid, it was about longevity. Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. For anyone grinding today, whether starting a business, investing, or growing a career, the takeaway is clear. Focus first on building solid foundations. Don't rush to show off your wins. Protect your assets, your reputation, and your moves. Stack quietly so you don't lose it all overnight. But here's the thing: Ace's low-key style works until the game gets loud. Because sometimes staying quiet isn't enough when bigger players bring the noise. Lesson number 2: don't build with snakes. When you build with snakes, the empire you work so hard to create can crumble overnight. This lesson is just as true in the real world as it is in the streets. Whether you're running a business, leading a team, or building relationships, the people you surround yourself with can make or break your success. Corporate scandals, startup failures, even personal betrayals often come down to poor choices about who's in your inner circle. Trust isn't just a nice to have, it's the foundation of any lasting venture. Look at history's great leaders and entrepreneurs. They protect their core team fiercely. Steve Jobs famously demanded loyalty and worked with a close-knit group that shared his vision. When disloyalty creeps in, it weakens the whole operation. No matter how strong the product or plan is, the louder you play, the bigger the fallout when things go wrong. So the lesson isn't just about who you trust, but how you handle success and power. But here's the twist. Sometimes the snakes aren't obvious. They hide behind smiles and handshakes, waiting for the right moment to pounce. Next, we'll explore how Ace managed to navigate this minefield, keeping his hustle intact by reading the room and staying one step ahead of the drama. Trust the process, but never forget. The company you keep will either protect your throne or steal it from under you. Lesson number 3: flash gets you clipped. In Paid in Full, Mitch is the guy who craves the spotlight. He wants to be seen: fancy clothes, loud cars, big parties. But his desire to flash his success quickly paints a target on his back. One scene nails this perfectly. Mitch rolls up in a flashy ride, showing off his wealth, and it's only a matter of time before enemies take notice. His flashy lifestyle makes him vulnerable, and the consequences hit hard. This isn't just a street lesson, it's a universal truth. Flashing wealth or success too loudly can attract the wrong kind of attention, putting your security and future at risk. In the real world, this lesson is played out repeatedly. Take the example of rapper 50 Cent. Early in his career, flaunting his wealth drew admiration but also dangerous enemies, which led to multiple attempts on his life. Another example is the infamous downfall of Bernie Madoff. His luxurious lifestyle helped raise suspicions about his Ponzi scheme, drawing intense scrutiny from regulators. In the business world, companies that grow too fast or make flashy, risky moves without solid foundations often collapse spectacularly. Think of the WeWork saga, where the company's extravagant image masked financial instability and poor management. Being flashy isn't just about money, it's about exposure. When you're loud, you lose the element of surprise and invite competition, envy, and attack. Mitch's story in Paid in Full shows that flashing success without the groundwork to protect yourself is a fast track to disaster. This doesn't mean don't celebrate your wins. It means be smart about how you show your success. Keep your circle tight, know your risks, and never let the shine blind you to the dangers lurking nearby. Lesson number 4. You can't scale chaos. In Paid in Full, Ace's drug operation starts small and controlled, but as it grows, the business becomes harder to manage. More people get involved, more money flows, and the risks pile up. Chaos begins to take over. This is clear in the movie when Ace brings Rico and Mitch to help with the business. What starts as a smooth hustle soon turns into tension, mistrust, and violence. The once simple operation gets messy, and that chaos ultimately puts everyone at risk. This lesson hits hard. No matter how successful you get, if your business or life is built on chaos, it's not sustainable. You can't scale chaos and expect to keep control. Think about Ace's position. He tries to stay low-key and smart, but as the crew expands and emotions flare, the whole operation spirals out of control. The business gets exposed to snitches, violence, and betrayal. And Ace's downfall comes when the chaos overwhelms his ability to manage it. In the real world, this lesson is everywhere. Growing a business too fast, without structure or control, often leads to disaster. One example is the 2008 financial crisis. Banks and financial companies expanded aggressively, taking on risky loans and complex financial products. The chaos of unchecked growth and poor oversight caused a global meltdown. No one could manage the chaos they created. Another example is the rise and fall of Theranos, the biotech startup. It grew fast with big promises, but the chaos of internal problems and poor management led to its collapse and criminal charges for the founder. Even small businesses can't ignore this. Imagine a local shop suddenly booming without hiring enough staff, setting up systems, or managing cash flow. Without organization, chaos hits. Orders get mixed up, customers complain, employees burn out. Growth without control is just trouble waiting to happen. Ace's story in Paid in Full is a warning for anyone hustling to build something bigger. Control your growth, build systems, keep your team tight and trustworthy. Don't let emotions or shortcuts create chaos that you can't handle. Chaos might feel exciting or like a sign of success, but it's also a ticking time bomb. You want to build something that lasts, not something that burns out fast. Lesson number 5. Legacy don't come from hustling. Sometimes, the hardest lessons come when you think you're winning. In Paid in Full, Ace lives that reality. Early on, the money flows fast, the respect comes easy, and the hustle feels like a ticket out. But as the story unfolds, Ace realizes something crucial. Stacking cash in the short term doesn't guarantee a legacy that lasts. Ace watches friends fall, relationships crumble, and the dangers multiply. The price of the hustle, the violence, betrayal, and loss starts to outweigh the gains. That flash of success isn't enough to secure a future or build something meaningful beyond the grind. This is the difference between making money and building wealth. In the real world, many entrepreneurs and hustlers face the same crossroads. Quick wins and flashy deals might bring immediate rewards, but without long term planning, they don't build a foundation. You can't buy respect or legacy with money alone. Take Jay-Z, for example. Early in his career, he was a street hustler, but his success came from shifting focus. He moved from hustling to investing in music, fashion, tech, and beyond. That transition created a legacy that lasts. His story shows the power of transforming short term hustle into long term wealth and influence. On the flip side, you have countless stories of people who made quick money but lost it all because they never thought about legacy. NBA player Antoine Walker earned over $108 million, but went bankrupt because he didn't manage his wealth with a vision beyond the now. Ace's journey in Paid in Full reflects this reality. The money was tempting, the lifestyle thrilling, but he learned that real legacy comes from making smart choices, protecting what you've built, and planning beyond the immediate hustle. If you want to be more than just a headliner or a flash in the pan, you have to think bigger. Invest in your future, build relationships that last, and understand that legacy is about impact, not just income. Lesson number 6. Make sure everybody eats. One of the sharpest moves Ace makes in Paid in Full isn't just how he stacks cash or handles competition. It's how he makes sure everyone around him gets a slice of the pie. Ace knows that running a successful operation isn't just about making money for yourself. It's about creating loyalty, minimizing jealousy, and keeping your team tight. When everybody benefits, the whole crew becomes more invested in the success and less likely to turn on you. In the film, Ace is strategic with how he distributes his profits. He doesn't hoard wealth or play kingpin alone. He shares earnings with his crew, supports his community, and keeps those close to him feeling valued. This creates a kind of unspoken contract, loyalty in exchange for fairness. The result? A more stable, cohesive operation that can survive pressure and internal threats. This lesson extends far beyond the streets. In the real business world, leaders who practice profit sharing or reward their employees tend to build stronger, more resilient teams. Look at companies like Costco or Southwest Airlines, where employees receive good wages, benefits, and even profit sharing. These companies have some of the lowest turnover rates in their industries. When workers feel valued and fairly compensated, they work harder, stay longer, and protect the company's interests, just like Ace's crew. Compare that to organizations that hoard profits at the top while neglecting the people who actually do the work. Uber's driver protests and Amazon's warehouse worker strikes show what happens when the crew feels undervalued and left out of the success. Without equitable rewards, loyalty breaks down, morale plummets, and chaos follows. This lesson is crystal clear for entrepreneurs and hustlers alike. Make sure your whole team benefits. It's not just good ethics, it's good business. Another way Ace's approach shines is by minimizing internal jealousy and competition. In Paid in Full, many downfalls happen because of jealousy, distrust, or people feeling like they're being left behind. But when rewards are shared fairly, it reduces these tensions. People focus less on backstabbing and more on the work that keeps the operation growing. Look at major companies or startups that offer stock options or profit-sharing plans. These aren't just perks, they're tools to keep teams aligned and motivated. When employees own a piece of the pie, they think and act like owners. That mindset fuels innovation, commitment, and long-term growth. Without it, companies risk toxic environments, internal conflicts, and high turnover. Even for outside formal business structures, this lesson matters. Think about how family businesses or tight-knit communities thrive when they pool resources and share gains. They build wealth and resilience that lasts generations. Ace's leadership style reminds us that power isn't just about control or cash flow. It's about inclusion. When the whole team eats, the business becomes stronger, more unified, and better prepared to handle challenges. And this isn't some feel-good theory. There's real data backing this up. Studies show companies with employee ownership programs outperform others in profitability and employee satisfaction. Workers who share in success also weather downturns better and come back stronger. So, when you're building your hustle or growing your business, Don't just think about how to make money for yourself. Think about how you bring your team along, how you reward loyalty, and how you create a culture where everybody wins. That's how real empires get built, not by one king on a throne, but by a crew that rides or dies together. Paid in Full isn't just a gritty story about street life. It's a deep dive into entrepreneurship, leadership, and survival in the harshest conditions. From managing risk and building loyalty to branding and scaling operations, the film lays out lessons that apply to any business or hustle if you're paying attention. Whether it's protecting your reputation, knowing when to stay low, or making sure your whole team benefits, this movie is packed with strategies real entrepreneurs use every day. So next time you watch a classic like Paid in Full, don't just see the drama, see the blueprint. If you learned something today, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns that find real business lessons where you least expect them. Now tell me, what's one lesson from Paid in Full that hit you the hardest? Until next time, stay sharp, stay hustling, and remember, every story has a lesson if you know where to look. The video on the screen shares the hidden business lessons in the movie Boys in the Hood. Click on it now. We'll see you over there.